Listen to me closely. Pay your full attention, for at this very moment, as you hear my words, the power that dreamed this world and everything in it is moving within you. It is not a power you must acquire. It is not a force you must earn. It is a power you must simply recognize. For this power is not outside of you. It is not a distant God in some empirical heaven whom you must beg. It is your own wonderful human imagination. It is your I am. The majority of men and women will live and die as slaves to their senses, chained to what their eyes see and their hands touch. They will spend their entire days reacting to the world of facts that surrounds them, never once realizing that they themselves are the cause of those facts. They will remain forever trapped in the noise of their own doubts, believing from the depths of their hearts that they are victims of circumstance, puppets of fate. But you are here, and your presence here listening to this message is not an accident. It is an appointment. Your deepest being, the God within you, your I am, has guided you here. He has done so because he knows you are ready. You are ready to awaken from the sleep of Adam. You are ready to accept the truth that will set you free. Let me tell you a truth that, once accepted in your heart, not in your rational mind, but in your heart, will shatter the world you have known. And the truth is, this consciousness is the only reality. The world you experience, with all its joys and its sorrows, its wealth and its poverty, its health and its sickness, all of it is nothing more than your own consciousness pushed out or objectified. The world is a mirror. It is a three-dimensional shadow, and it has no power of its own. It can only reflect what you in your consciousness have decreed as true. What you are conscious of being, you create. This is why you have failed in the past. This is why your prayers seem unanswered and your efforts have been in vain. You failed because you were taught to look without. You were taught to fight against circumstances. You were taught to change things. You tried to change your boss, your spouse, your bank account. You tried to change the reflection in the mirror. And the mirror, faithful to its nature, simply reflected back your struggle, your effort, and your frustration. It is foolish to try to change the reflection by breaking the glass. You must change the object that is casting the reflection. And that object, my friend, is your concept of self. It is what you believe yourself to be. It is your state of consciousness. You prayed to a God when you should have been claiming your desire as God. You begged an external idol, a creation of your own mind, when all along the kingdom of heaven was within you. I and my Father are one. This is not the declaration of a special man. It is the declaration of every son of man. Your I am and God's I am are one and the same. Your consciousness is God. Your human imagination is the Lord Jesus Christ. It is by him that all things were made, and without him was not anything made that was made. Think of it. Whatever exists in your world first had to be imagined. The chair you sit in was first an image. The building you are in was first a blueprint, an image. Your life as it is now is merely the manifestation of images you have consented to, whether consciously or unconsciously. You are living the assumptions of your past. I am is the name of God. It is the creative power. And whatever you attach to that I am, you become. You decree it. If you walk around feeling I am poor, your consciousness, being God, has no choice but to objectify that poverty in your world. If you feel I am unwanted, you will see the world arrange itself to prove that truth to you. God, your own consciousness, is faithful to your assumption. The only sin, if you want to use that word, is to miss the mark. And the only target is the consciousness of your wish fulfilled. The only sin is to believe that the outer world is causative. The only sin is to believe that you are an effect and not the cause. You are here to stop being an effect. You are here to stop being a mesmerized slave to your senses and to become the operant master. The world of facts is only yesterday's hardened imagination. It has no power over you now unless you consent to it, unless you continue to give it life by reacting to it. When you react to your poverty, you recreate it. When you react to your sickness, you sustain it. You are here to break this hypnotic cycle. You are here to stop reacting to life and to start acting on life. And you act from within. This is why we must go into the silence. But let me redefine this word for you. The silence of which the mystic spoke is not merely the absence of sound. It is not even the absence of thoughts. The true silence is the womb of creation. It is the state of pure, unconditioned consciousness. It is your I am before you attach any state to it. It is the I before you say I am this or that. It is the depth of your own being, the deep upon which the Spirit of God brooded in the beginning. It is the Sabbath mentioned in Scripture. It is not a day of the week. It is a state of being. It is a state of rest, of stillness, where all striving ceases. It is in this silence, in this state of pure potentiality, that you are truly God. In this state, you are neither man nor woman, rich nor poor, healthy nor sick. You are simply I am. And from this fertile nothingness, all things are born. You enter this silence not to beg, but to decree. You enter to assume the state you desire to express. You enter to clothe yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Most people are afraid of this silence. They cannot stand to be alone with themselves. They need the constant distraction of the outer world, the noise of their phones, their televisions, their problems. They fear the silence because in the silence there is nowhere to run. you are confronted with your true self, your own consciousness. But I tell you, this place you fear is not a prison, it is the throne room of God. It is the only place where true creation can occur. Do you understand now why you had to hear this today? It is not an accident, it is a divine synchronicity. Your deeper self, your I am, the Christ in you, has drawn this knowledge to you. He has done so because he knows you are at a turning point. You are ready. You are ready to stop blaming the world and to take responsibility for it. You are ready to stop being a victim and to claim your birthright as a son of God. Many will hear these words and scoff. Their reason, the order man, bound by the senses, will call it foolishness. And they will return to their sleep, to continue dreaming their nightmares of limitation. But you are here because a part of you, the deep and true being within you, already knows this is true. This message is not teaching you something new. It is remembering you of who you have always been. You are not a human learning to be divine. You are God, remembering who you are. The truth that will set you free, the only truth that matters is this: you are the operant power, you are the cause, your consciousness is the one and only reality, all else is shadow. I know your thoughts, your mind conditioned by years of slavery to fact is screaming. But how? I have accepted the principle, I believe my consciousness is God. But how do I change my world? How do I, a man who sees lack, become the man who sees abundance? How do I, a woman who feels ill, become the woman who is whole? Your question is how, and I will give you the answer. But the answer is not what your reason expects. The how is not a set of actions you perform in the outer world. It is not a struggle, nor a fight, nor a petition to an outer God. The law is not a tool for doing. It is a law of being. You do not work for your desire. You do not battle for it. You assume it. This is the great secret. This is the practice. You must this very day begin to train your mind, your imagination, as an athlete trains his body. You must learn to control your inner state regardless of what the outer world dictates. The first thing you must do is declare war. You must declare a holy war, not against any person or nation, but against your own two greatest tyrants, your reason and your senses. Your entire life you have been ruled by these two, your senses. Your eyes, your ears, your touch report to you from the world of Caesar. They tell you, you are poor, you are sick, you are alone, you are not wanted. They bring you a constant stream of facts that are merely the objectification of your past beliefs. Then your reason, acting as the loyal servant to your senses, looks at this evidence and says, yes, it is true, you are poor. You must struggle, you must worry, you must do something about it. These two are the spies who return from the promised land and tell you, the giants are too great, we cannot possibly take the land. And you, listening to this cowardly report, have remained in the wilderness, wandering in circles for 40 years. Tonight you will silence those spies. You will learn to turn your back on the army of your senses. You will learn to shut the door on the cold, hard facts of your life. This is the first step in the practice. You must develop the ability to disengage from the world of evidence. When your eyes tell you there is no money in your bank account, you must be able to close those eyes and know that your I am is your bank and it is full. When your doctor gives you a diagnosis, you must be able to hear it but not accept it. You must go within to the one and only reality and assume your perfect health. This is not self-delusion. It is the highest form of truth. It is loyalty to the unseen reality, which is the only true reality, over the seen shadow, which is temporary and false. You must stop believing in what you see and start believing in what you have chosen to see in your imagination. Now we come to the key, the golden key that unlocks every door. The great mystics have called it by many names, but I have always called it simply the feeling. The feeling is the secret. What is this feeling? It is not mere emotion, though it may be accompanied by it. It is not giddy excitement. It is a deep, quiet, profound conviction. It is the feeling of amen, which means so be it. It is the feeling of it is finished. It is the inner touch of your desire. The Bible states it perfectly. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is not a blind leap, it is an inner knowing. It is substance. It is evidence. How can a thing not seen be evidence? Because your imagination, your is the only reality. When you feel the reality of your desire within you, you have touched the only substance that exists. You have held the only true evidence. The world of shadow must then conform. You must, therefore, learn to cultivate this feeling. You must learn to generate at will the mood, the scent of your wish fulfilled. This is the entire art. But how, Neville, you ask? How do I feel what is not real? This is the great work. This is the practice. You do it by entering the workshop of God. And this workshop, my friends, is the state akin to sleep, or what I call SATS. This state is the fertile ground. It is the deep upon which your spirit moves to create. You must enter this state every single night without fail. This is your most important appointment. More important than any meeting, any dinner, any obligation in the world of Caesar. This is your meeting with God, your own I am. Here is the method. Here is the law. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, find a comfortable position. It is best to lie on your back with your head level. Immobilize your physical body. Feel that you cannot move your hands, your feet, your head. Tell yourself, My body is asleep. My mind is awake. You are entering a state of profound stillness. A delicious, drowsy, wonderful state. You are not fully asleep, but you are not fully awake. Your conscious, reasoning mind, the tyrant, is beginning to slumber. The door to your subconscious, the womb of creation, is now open. Before you entered this state, you must have done one crucial thing. You must have defined your desire. You must know exactly what you want. Do not be vague. Vague desires produce vague results. You must know, what would I be if my problem was solved? And you must define it not in terms of how it happens, but in terms of the end. You must always go to the end. If you are poor, you do not imagine finding a wallet on the street. That is a means. You imagine the end. And what is the end of poverty? It is abundance. It is security. It is relief. If you are sick, you do not imagine a new medicine. You imagine the end. And what is the end of sickness? It is being healthy. It is doing the things you could not do. So, having defined your end, you must now craft a single, simple scene, a snapshot, a short, dramatic event that implies your desire is already a fact. This scene is the vessel that will carry your feeling into the deep. Let me give you examples. If you desired financial freedom, your scene must not be one of receiving money. That implies you do not have it. Your scene must be one of having it. Perhaps you craft a scene where your banker is congratulating you on your wonderful account. Perhaps you are sitting in a home you could not have afforded before, and you are feeling the solid, smooth wood of your new desk. Perhaps you are looking at a bill marked paid in full, with a profound sense of relief. If you desired marriage, your scene must not be one of a proposal or of a wedding. That is still in the future. You must go to the end. The end of marriage is being married. So your scene could be very simple. You are lying in bed, and you feel a wedding ring on your finger. You touch it. You feel its weight, its smoothness. You turn your hand and you know what it implies. Or perhaps you are in your home and you hear your spouse call your name from another room and you feel the natural everyday comfort of being married. If you desired health, your scene is not one of being in a hospital. It is one of after. You are on a tennis court swinging the racket. You are running up a flight of stairs effortlessly. You are laughing with a friend who says, "I have never seen you look so well." The scene must be short. It must be simple. It must be in the first person. You are not watching a movie of yourself. You are in the movie. You are the actor. And it must be vivid, engaging as many of your inner senses as possible. Now, in your state akin to sleep, you bring this scene to your mind's eye. And you loop it. You enact it. Over and over and over again. You are not thinking about the scene. You are thinking from it. This is the most crucial distinction you will ever learn. Thinking of your desire is to see it as separate from you. You are here and it is over there. This creates more desire, more lack. Thinking from your desire means you have become it. You are in the scene. You are in the new state. You are feeling what that man, that woman would feel. As you loop your scene, touching the ring, feeling the desk, hearing the voice, you must work to infuse it with the tones of reality. You must make it so real that it feels more real than the bed you are lying on. You must bring it to life. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude, the sheer wonder of it. You persist in this act, looping the scene again and again until it feels completely natural. And then something miraculous happens. If you persist, you will feel a shift. Your body may jolt. You may feel a wave of intense peace or joy or simple relief. The scene will suddenly feel right. You will feel a quiet knowing. This is the moment of impregnation. This is the creative act. You have impressed your subconscious mind. You have planted the seed. This is the Sabbath. This is the state of, it is finished. What do you do then? You rest. You let it be. You may fall asleep in that state, which is the perfect thing to do, for you are taking your assumption with you into the deep. You may awaken in that state. You will no longer feel the hunger of desire because you are no longer desiring it. You have it. You have been it. This is the whole practice. You do this every night. You live in your workshop every night enacting the reality of your assumption. What about the day? During the day, you must practice what I call a mental diet. You must not for 1 second entertain a thought that denies your assumption. Thus, please, your senses will come to you all day long shouting, "It is not true. Look, you are still poor. You are still sick. And you must, like a silent guardian, deny them entry. You must turn your back. You must remember your true reality, the one you enacted in the silence. When you walk through the world, you walk with a secret. You walk as if it were true. You are not faking it. You are being loyal to the only reality. You are living from the end. When you think of your desire, you must think of it with the warm, comfortable feeling of possessive. Isn't it wonderful? You say to yourself, isn't it marvelous? You are not concerned with how it will happen. The how is not your business. The how is the business of your your deeper self, that all-wise power within you knows the ways and means you could never conceive of. It will build a bridge of incidents, a series of events, encounters, and opportunities that seem perfectly natural to lead you to the objectification of your state. Your job is not to build the bridge. Your job is to live in the destination. This, my friends, is the entire law and the practice. It is not complicated, but it demands your absolute faith and persistence. You must stop being a hearer of the word and become a doer of the word. And the doing is all within. So I tell you tonight, do not sleep in your old state. Do not carry the consciousness of your old problems into the silence. It is an act of spiritual adultery. You must, like a faithful lover, be true to your new assumption. Enter your sets, choose your end, craft your scene, think from it, feel it into reality. Persist until you touch the feeling of it is finished. And then rest in the Sabbath, knowing that what you have asserted in your imagination, your I am, will make real in your world. There is no power on earth that can stop an assumption persisted in. This is the law. When you have truly performed the creative act as I have laid it out for you, when you have entered the silence, the state act into sleep, and have successfully clothed yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you will experience a profound and subtle change. This change is not the emotional excitement your senses crave. It is not a violent thunderclap. It is instead a sacred quiet. It is the feeling of Amen. It is the feeling of it is finished. You will awaken the next morning, and for a moment the world of Caesar will rush back in. But something in you will be different. The hunger will be gone. The sharp, aching desire for your wish will have vanished. And in its place will be a calm, confident, unshakable knowing. You will not hope it will happen. You will know it is done. You are no longer desiring health. You are health. You are no longer wanting wealth. You are abundance. You have entered the Sabbath. You have ceased from your creative labors and are now resting in the knowledge that what you have done in your imagination is fact. This is the state of spiritual pregnancy. You have, in the silence, impregnated your deeper self, which is God, with your new concept of self. You are now with child, and like any expectant mother, you do not run around asking, am I pregnant? Am I really pregnant? You know that you are. You do not dig up the seed to see if it is growing. You walk with a quiet inner secret. You go about your Father's business, knowing that in the fullness of time, your child, your assumption, must be born into your world. But I must warn you and warn you sternly, this interval of time between your inner creative act and its outer visible birth is the great test. This is where the legions fail. This is where the faith of most men is found wanting. For in this interval you must walk by faith, not by sight. And your senses, those two great tyrants, will rise up in rebellion. The moment you open your eyes, your senses, the spies, who brought you the evil report of the giants in the land, will scream at you that your assumption is a lie. Your doctor's report will still be on the table. The bank account will still show a zero. The person you love will still seem distant. The world of fact will shout with all its might, nothing has changed. You are still the old man. You are a fool and a dreamer. This is the moment of your crucifixion. This is the moment you must choose. Whom will ye serve? Will you serve the dead, past shadow, world reported by your senses? Or will you serve the living, unseen reality of your assumption? Here is where you must practice what I call the mental diet. You must, from this moment on, starve your old state. You must refuse to give it one single morsel of your attention. You must not for 1 second entertain a thought or a feeling that denies the truth of your assumption. When the thought of lack comes, you do not fight it. You do not wrestle with it. To fight it is to give it life. You simply quietly turn away. You turn your attention back to your secret. You say, isn't it wonderful? You feel for a moment the relief and joy of your wish fulfilled. You must deny the evidence of your senses and remain loyal, faithful to your unseen king, your new I am. This is not faking it. This is the highest form of truth. You are not pretending. You are being loyal to the only reality, which is your own consciousness. The outer world is the illusion. It is the shadow. To be loyal to the shadow is to be a false prophet to yourself. To be loyal to your assumption is to be loyal to God. For faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your assumption is the evidence. It is the substance. Now, you must understand something that terrifies the old man. Your old world, the world that was built by your old assumption, must crumble. It must fall away. When you have truly and successfully assumed, I am wealthy, every single thing in your life that was built on the foundation of I am poor must go. You cannot put this new, powerful wine into old wineskins. The old structures cannot contain your new consciousness. This, my friends, is what truly frightens people. For it may look to the outer world like loss. It may look like chaos. That job you hate, which was the very symbol of your lack, may suddenly end. That relationship, which was built on your feeling of being unwanted, may dissolve. The friends who only knew you as your old, limited self may fall away. The world, in its attempt to reform itself around your new assumption, must first deform the old one. This is the crucifixion of the old man. Your old self must die, and your ego, your reason, will fight this death with all its might. It will scream at you, you are losing everything. This is not working. Go back. Go back to the safety of what you knew. And you must stand like the mystic in the center of this storm, unmoved. You must, like Lot's wife, be warned. Do not look back. Do not look back at your old state, or you will be turned into a pillar of salt, crystallized in your old limitations, forever looking at what you used to be. You must let the dead bury their dead. You must let the old world die. You must know, with a profound, unshakable faith, that this chaos is not a loss, it is a clearing. It is the sound of the scaffolding falling away as the new, glorious temple of your life is being revealed. While you are walking in this faith, living your mental diet, another marvelous thing is happening. Your I am, the God within you, the Father, is building the bridge of incidents. You have asked, how? How will it happen? I have told you the how is not your concern. The how is the business of the Father. Your business is to know I am. Your business is to be the thing you desire. Your reason is far too limited to conceive of the way. The Father's ways are past finding out. They are mysterious. They are natural. This is the hallmark of God's work. It feels natural. It will not come with a thunderclap from heaven. It will not break the laws of nature. It will unfold in a way that seems so perfectly logical, so ordinary that your reason will be tempted to say, well, it would have happened anyway. But you, from your higher vantage point, will know. You will know that this entire chain of natural events was commanded by your assumption. What does this bridge look like? It is a series of chance encounters. It is a random phone call. It is an unexpected check in the mail. It is a sudden idea that comes to you in the shower. It is bumping into an old friend you haven't seen in years who just happens to know the person you need to meet. It is reading a book and stumbling upon the exact paragraph that solves your problem. The world will call it luck or coincidence. But you will know. You will know that your I am is the great stage manager, moving every person, every prop, and every event across the stage of your life to bring your assumption to pass. All you must do is remain in the state of your wish fulfilled. You must not get off the bus before your stop. You must not, in a moment of doubt, jump off the bridge and try to swim. You must trust the bridge. You must trust the law. You must trust your I am. When you walk as if your desire were true, you are sending out a divine command, and every atom of the universe must reorganize itself to obey you. People will act in a way you could not have predicted to help you. Doors will open in ways you could not have imagined. Your only task is to be the new man, and when you are the new man, you will naturally do the things that the new man would do. You will naturally think the thoughts he would think. You will naturally meet the people he would meet. You are not making it happen, you are allowing it to happen by being the state to which it happens. This, my friends, is the law. The law is the servant, it is the mechanism. It is what I came to teach, to show you how to get your desires, how to build your world. But beyond the law, there is the promise. The law is the schoolmaster to bring you to Christ. And Christ is not a man from 2,000 years ago. Christ is your own wonderful human imagination. Christ is your I am. The law is what you use. The promise is what you become. The true purpose of this teaching is not merely to get you a bigger house or a car or a spouse. Those are simply the toys of the schoolroom. They are the signs that follow. The true purpose of the law is to allow you to prove to yourself that you are God. Every time you successfully use the law, every time you assume a state and watch it harden into fact, you are building your faith in your true identity. You are learning through experience that your consciousness is the only reality. You are proving to yourself that I and my Father are one. The ultimate goal is not to have a life of ease, forever manipulating the shadow world. The ultimate goal is to awaken from the dream of being a small, limited man, and to awaken as God, the operant power, the dreamer of the dream. When you have proven this to yourself, time and time again, you will eventually reach a state where you no longer even need to practice the technique. You will simply know that your world is your consciousness objectified. You will know that what you decree is so. You will be able to simply speak your word in consciousness, to simply assume, and you will watch the world conform. You will no longer use the law, you will be the law. This is the promise. This is the second birth. It is the awakening of Christ in you. So I tell you, go now. Go and sin no more. And sin is simply missing the mark. Do not miss the mark by falling back into your old state. Do not for 1 second deny your own wonderful I am. Take your new assumption, your new self, and be faithful to it. Be a faithful bride to your new name. Walk in the world as that new being. Let the old man die. Let the old world crumble. Trust the bridge of incidents. For this law is absolute. It is impersonal. He maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good. The law will work just as readily for an assumption of lack as it will for an assumption of abundance. It is up to you to choose this day what state you will serve. Your revolution begins now, not in the world, but in your mind. Not by fighting, but by assuming. Not by struggling, but by resting in the Sabbath. Go and live from the end. Live as the new man. For in that new state, in that glorious new consciousness is your freedom. In that essence is your power. In that essence is your true, abundant, promised life.